Hello everybody, I'm Fred Warburton and I'm an accessibility lead working at Babylon Health. My focus has been to try to improve the knowledge and understanding around accessibility and inclusive design practices. I'm working with product teams across the business to improve the accessibility of all of our clinical products. Based on the early learnings that we've made, I'd advise any organisation looking to improve their team's understanding of accessibility and inclusive design to carry out training with a variety of experts. I found that role-specific training with small groups works really well. At Babylon, we've recently delivered hands-on training to over 260 members of our tech team. We also recently started to circulate a weekly update to outline the highlights and lowlights of the week. We've found that this helps to build a sense of community and shared responsibility, whilst also keeping stakeholders throughout the business informed. We found out the hard way that working in isolation, it just doesn't work. Collaborative working is key to the success of achieving an inclusive work culture that's focused on delivering products that meet the needs of your users. We have a really long way to go to ensure that we're working effectively and collaboratively, but training and working in the open goes a long way to ensure that teams understand that this is something that needs full buy-in throughout the whole business, and that this should not be treated as a feature release or as a nice-to-have item. This is a human right, this is the law, and this is our ethical duty as a healthcare provider. My relationship with accessibility is interesting. First of all, unlike the other members of this panel, I'm by no means an expert. I'm relatively new to accessibility. I started working at Babylon Health a little over a year ago now. I worked in a newly formed position within the design operations team. 4 months into the role, following an appointment with a GP and a subsequent visit to Moorfields Eye Hospital, I was diagnosed with an inherited retinal disorder called retinitis pigmentosa and told that I was losing my vision. This was a big moment for me and a real turning point in my career and in my life. It made me realise that I wasn't doing my job properly. The next day, I went into work and spoke to the head of product design, Jane Austin, about accessibility. Jane and my manager, Daniel, empowered me to investigate this further. I had a look under the bonnet, so to speak, and quickly realised that I had a huge amount of work to do to improve the accessibility of our services. We knew that I couldn't do this on my own, and I reached out for external support. I was lucky enough to meet Leonie Watson and Ian Pouncey at Tetralogical, and although later than it should have, the accessibility journey at Babylon had begun. Every day since, I've been learning and trying to educate myself with the goal of improving the situation at Babylon. We have scaled really quickly, and keeping up with the pace whilst also building the business case for accessibility has been a steep learning curve. Recently, our focus has been around embedding a culture of inclusive design to ensure that every new product or feature bakes in accessibility from the very beginning, whilst also working through the long process of upskilling and educating teams throughout the business. This has largely been done through training and taking learnings from the process of fixing issues outlined in external assessments. In the last 6 to 8 months, I've learned a great deal, and I've been fortunate to be welcomed into an incredibly welcoming community. I'm filled with nerves, but it's really exciting to be talking at the first Accessibility Manchester event.